Washington, D.C. is famous for being one of the world's well-planned capital cities. Its big monuments and broad streets make it stand out. But what's so special about its design, and how has it impacted city planning worldwide? Welcome to Superstructures. The special design of Washington, D.C. becomes clear when viewed from above. Its grid layout efficiently uses space, connecting all parts of the capital directly. The diagonal avenues serve a dual purpose, adding elegance to the design and symbolizing unity in the nation. Named after states, these avenues highlight Washington, D.C. as a place where all states unite for governance. The credit for this design goes to French architect Pierre l'Enfant, commissioned by George Washington to plan the capitale. L'Enfant, a visionary architect, brought a unique understanding of urban planning and design to the project. L'Enfant understood the need for a city that not only housed the government, but also mirrored the values of the American people. His plan for Washington, D.C. aimed for functionality and attractiveness, incorporating wide avenues, public spaces, and impressive buildings. Key elements like the National Mall, the Capitol Building, and the White House became iconic symbols of the United States. Though the plan underwent modifications, a final design was settled in 1792, shaping the Washington, D.C. we know today. The National Mall illustrates L'Enfant's idea of public space, extending from the Capitol Building to the Lincoln Memorial. It functions as a gathering spot and hosts major memorials of American history. The prominent Washington Monument, standing at 555 feet, was finished in 1884, honoring the first U.S. President George Washington. Tourists can take an elevator to its top for breathtaking views of the city. The Lincoln Memorial, a tribute to the 16th President, Abraham Lincoln, graces the National Mall, finalized in 1922. Inside, a 19-foot statue of Lincoln is surrounded by inscriptions of his renowned speeches. The National Mall houses the Smithsonian Institution, with 11 museums and galleries chronicling the nation's history. Beyond, public spaces like President's Park or the White House lawn, situated north of the White House, boast monuments dedicated to U.S. presidents. President's Park, spanning over 7 acres, was designed to offer an expansive view of the White House. It has evolved into a popular destination hosting various significant events. These public spaces echo L'Enfant's dual-purpose vision for Washington, D.C., a governmental center and a welcoming space for tourists and visitors. Washington, D.C.'s public spaces, symbolic of American history, have influenced global city planning. Brazil's Brasília, constructed in the late 1950s, replicates a layout similar to Washington, D.C. The monumental axis mirrors the National Mall from an aerial perspective. However, Brasília faced criticism for prioritizing highways over walkable streets, causing widespread opposition to the project. New Delhi, India's capital, also drew inspiration from Washington, D.C.'s design. Designed by British architect Edwin Lutyens, New Delhi replicates wide avenues and a central access point. The city's central vista, housing government ministries and monuments, is reminiscent of the National Mall. At one end stands the India Gate, akin to a monument on the National Mall. Presently, Central Vista is undergoing a $1.6 billion redevelopment project to enhance the entire area. The ongoing redevelopment of Central Vista in New Delhi involves adding new government offices and creating additional public spaces for tourists. The plan includes constructing 8 new structures and repurposing or demolishing existing ones. Drawing inspiration from Washington, D.C.'s National Mall, the Indian government aspires to develop a district aligned with the country's changing requirements. The entire project is anticipated to conclude by 2026. Washington, D.C.'s design has left a lasting impact on global urban planning. Its influence can be observed in the layout and functioning of numerous cities worldwide, shaping the history of urban planning. However, the design, particularly its emphasis on car-centric infrastructure, has faced criticism. The wide avenues and diagonal streets initially intended for accommodating cars in the 20th century, have led to issues like air pollution and traffic congestion. Despite recent efforts to encourage public transportation and alternative travel methods, the legacy of the car-centric design persists, highlighting the challenges associated with adapting historical urban plans to modern needs. Despite the challenges posed by its car-centric design, Washington, D.C. has mitigated its impact through the presence of various open parks and public spaces. This combination allows the city to fulfill its dual role as the seat of government and a hub for tourists. Pierre L'Enfant's vision aimed to create a city reflecting American values and serving both governmental and public purposes. Today, with nearly 25 million annual visitors, L'Enfant's vision has proven successful. The enduring design of Washington, D.C. continues to be a source of inspiration for urban planning worldwide. If you found this journey through urban planning intriguing, give it a thumbs up, share it with fellow enthusiasts, and don't forget to subscribe to Superstructures for more captivating explorations of the world's architectural wonders. Until next time, keep marveling at the structures that shape our world.